Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to PPS Lab sessions. Now, before we continue our practical list, let us go through the Google Classroom that I have generated for you to submit your all practical work. So let me make you aware of how you can use this everything and where you have to upload your practicals and how you have to upload your practicals. And then later on, we'll move towards the practical list and we'll continue with our programs. Now, I've already sent you the invitation for Google Classroom. And as I can see, many of you have already accepted that invitation and you have joined this Google Classroom. So all these students have accepted their invitation. Invited students are still remaining to accept the invitation. Just check your inbox, email inbox, and you'll have your invitation link. Just click on that link and you'll be part of this Google Classroom. Once you log into Google Classroom, you'll have this stream page where all my announcements will be there. So the first announcement was just a welcome message. And the second announcement is related to your practical work submissions. So you have to perform all the practicals and then you have to write your program code and its output in a page or a book. आपको जो पसंद है आप book बना सकते हो सारे program की या तो फिर अलग अलग page में लिखो. I don't care. I don't have any problem. You write it in a simple page or file page or in a book anywhere. It must be handwritten. Okay. So you have to perform your practicals, which you are doing all. Once you are done, then handwritten, you have to go for all the programs, code and output. Now, look, I'm emphasizing on handwritten submission because अगर आप एक बार लिखोगे तो कुछ ना कुछ आपके दिमाग में जाएगा. I want you to go through writing process. हाथ से लिखना है पूरा code. Then you will be able to write any of the code without any extra support of editor. अगर ठीक है अभी के लिए तो physical exam नहीं है लेकिन in future whenever you have physical exam or let's say if you want to give your code idea to other person and you have to write it, then you should be able to think of think in a way in which you can write the entire code without having any editor or any computer or system or anywhere. Just pen and paper and you can write your entire code. So I want you to be of that level. So you are going to write your code. So on any page, just have a title of the practical, then code of that practical, and then output of that practical. So सारे programs आप इस तरह से page पे लिखोगे, and then you simply take a photograph, convert it to PDF. So scan your pages, convert it to PDF, and upload those PDF files whenever I generate your submissions. Just to have a title, practical titles, I have given you the syllabus file here. Even this syllabus file is uploaded in e-content and we all follow that practical list, right? So we have it here. The same file I have uploaded here in the Google Classroom also. And after that, just today, I have issued one practical, one submission. So when you go to Classroom, so inside this Classroom, this is where I'm going to generate all the practical or the submissions, assignments. And once it has been issued, you have to submit that. So once I just like, let's say, let me declare second assignment, practical 8 to 14, okay? So this is where I'm going to generate those assignments. Second assignment is practicals 8 to 14. First is 1 to 7. I'll post those titles in this instruction manual also with some point, deadlines, and I can assign it. So once I assign, you all are going to have this assignment within your login. So all 55 students who have enrolled inside the Google Classroom have been assigned this second assignment, practical number 18 to 14. Now make sure that, look, you have to follow all the deadlines. So for this one, as you can see, June 25 is the due date, and you have to submit your files by that day. Okay? Even your first assignment is also due on June 25. Look, in first program, we have 7 practicals, but I know that all these 7 practical code is at most half of the page. So half of the page code, few lines of output, and you are done. So this entire first assignment, practical 1 to 7, is at max going to require 7 to 9 pages. And it's easy to write that much content by this date. Also, the second assignment, practical 8 to 14, all these programs are also not that much lengthier. At max, it requires 1 page. So 8 programs, 8 pages. So 8 to 10 more pages by June 25th. Now it's very easy. If you write just 2 programs a day, then you'll be able to submit this all 14 practicals by June 25. Okay, and I know that you have to write, you have to scan, you have to upload. So I'll make sure that you will have enough time to upload to complete all the tasks. ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि आज मैंने जनरेट किया और कल की ड्यू डेट डाल दी. I'm not going to do that thing. I'll make sure that you'll have enough time to write and enough time to upload. Every assignment should have single upload. Remember, अगर ये एक assignment है तो ये 7 प्रोग्राम आप एक सिंगल PDF स्कैन करके अपलोड करोगे. जितने भी पेज आप लिखते हो, सारे पेज को स्कैन करके एक सिंगल PDF फाइल बनाओ and upload that PDF file in this Google Classroom. So जितने practicals मैं generate करता हूँ उतने submissions आपके हो जाएंगे. Okay? Sorry. Yeah. So the number of assignments I'm going to generate, those many submissions you have to go for. Right? So at present, as you can see, there are 2 assignments up to practical number 14 have been generated, issued, assigned, and in your login, you will see these 2 submissions. Due date is June 25th. You have to upload 2 files, one in this one, another one in 8 to 14. And even those assignments, you can see in the stream page here, as well as upcoming due work. In the next week, you will also see those 2 assignments in the upcoming submissions also. Okay. Well, so that's all about. Sorry, that's all about Google Classroom and announcements and submissions. So now, if you have any kind of query, you can ask me. Let's have a look at those things first, and then we'll go for the submission. Then we'll go for the next practicals. Well, Abhishek is saying that, sir, there are too many practicals and we need to write those code. Yes, you have to. All those programs are not more than 1 page. अगर 60 programs लिखने हैं तो at max आपको 60 pages चाहिए. None of the program is lengthier than or more than 1 page, right? Per day, 2 program लिखोगे, then still we do have 1 month to complete everything, and that's why I'm saying that it's not It's not something like you'll have a burden. I'll make sure that you'll have enough time. If there is no much time remaining, then I'll make arrangements. But as of now, you have to start submission. You have to start submitting these practicals. Yeah, any more questions? Okay, so just one suggestion from my side. स्टार्ट राइटिंग योर प्रोग्राम्स. मैंने पहले भी बताया था कि आप पेज पे लिखना स्टार्ट कर दो, लेकिन अब अगर नहीं किया है देन स्टिल स्टार्ट राइटिंग योर प्रोग्राम्स फ्रॉम टुडे. आज से आप दिन में दो तीन प्रोग्राम लिखोगे, फिर भी यू विल बी एबल टू सबमिट ऑल दोज थिंग्स इन विद इन अ टाइम. ओके, सो I thought my screen is not visible. Let me share that one more time and let's continue now with our practical list. Okay. Yeah. So till now, we are done with 41 practicals. In the previous session, we looked at the practicals related to strings, right? And now it's time to look at practicals related to functions, recursions, and all those things. Now, if you look at the titles, then starting from 42 up to 48, these many programs are related to function, recursion, and pointer. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll do 4 programs related to functions today, and in the next week, by the next week, we will be aware of what is recursion completely, and few other points like global variable and static variable. I'm going to make you aware in the upcoming lectures. So in next week, we are going to do rest of the programs. So what I plan is today, we will go for program 42, basic function introduction. Program number 43, again, a very basic function which does some task and returns a number. Then the factorial program, and then the converting uppercase program. Okay. So 4 program, 42, 43, 46, and 48. That is the plan to cover today. So let's discuss, and let me show you one of the program, and then you'll be very easily complete all these 4 programs. So 42nd program says write a program that defines a function, एक function बनाना है, to add first n numbers. So n मतलब कितने, आप यूजर से पूछ सकते हो, right? User will give you the value of n, and you have to add those first n numbers. Addition करके final result return देना है. So very basic function. If you can do this, तो function के अगर अंदर जहाँ पे आप add करते हो, वहीं पे आप वो number prime है या नहीं वो भी check कर सकते हो. And depending on that if else condition, you can return 1 or return 0. यहाँ पे addition return किया. 43rd program में आप prime number check करने के बाद 1 या तो 0 return करोगे. So that's 43rd program. 46th program is a factorial number using recursion. So this we have done today. आज के lecture में ही हमने ये देखा था, how to find out a factorial using recursion. So you can refer that. And the 48th program says that write a function that will scan a character string passed as an argument. So function में एक argument pass करनी है, and that argument is going to be the string. Now string is nothing but character array. So हमने how to pass array to the function हमने देखा था, passing array as an argument. Simple array का नाम लिखना है without any index. So that passing array is kind of passing reference to your original array. And उस function के अंदर आपको क्या करना है, convert all lowercase characters into uppercase equivalents. Well, lowercase to uppercase conversion तो हमने 41 program में देखा है. how we can convert lower case to upper case. तो ये पूरा कोड जो आपने 41th प्रोग्राम में लिखा, सेम कोड आप उठा के एक फंक्शन के अंदर डाल दो और वहाँ पे अपनी स्ट्रिंग एज अ पैरामीटर पास कर दो. That's all. And that will be your 48th program. Okay. Now let me show you the first one just to revise function, user-defined function fundamentals. Okay. So if we move towards coding environment, then the 42nd program which says write a function to add first n numbers. We'll ask user to enter n. Okay. And we will also require answer to be printed. So first of all, we'll ask user to, let's say, please enter n, and user is going to enter that value of n. We will scan it inside variable n. So ampersand n, %d ampersand n. And finally, at the end, we want to print answer, %d ans. But how do we calculate this answer? So we are going to calculate that answer using a function. Okay. Let's say add n is the function name. And kitne numbers add karne hain? Up to n. So this is the user defined function we have to call. So this is nothing but a function call. Now whenever we call a function, make sure that we declare that function before we call it. अब आप function declaration local भी कर सकते हो, global भी कर सकते हो, depending on your requirement. Let's say function declaration. I'm going for global function declaration. So जैसे ही मैं function call करता हूँ, वो addition करेगा और final answer return करेगा. So जो value आपको return चाहिए, that should be the return type of your function. Then add n is the function name, right? And then there is the optional parameter list. अगर आपको parameters भेजने हैं तो लिखोगे, नहीं भेजने नहीं लिखोगे. Now we want one parameter, and that is of integer type. So we are going to have int here. So that is function declaration. Now function definition you can have anywhere within your file. So let's do it here after main. Function definition here, and in that place what we are going to do is function header is going to be much similar to the function header, but that will contain variable name also. And then within the curly braces we are going to have the function body. Function body contains all those things that we want to perform. हमें क्या करना है? हमें 1 से लेके up to n सारे numbers को add करना है. So repeatedly add करने के लिए loop चाहिए. So integer I loop control variable ले लो. Sum करने के लिए एक sum variable चाहिए. So we are going to initialize it with 0, so that inside a for loop where I is starting from 1, I less than equals to n, up to n हमें जाना है, and I plus plus. And inside this loop I'm going to use shorthand operator sum plus equals to. Every time हमें I add करना है वहाँ पे. So finally we have that sum. Let us return sum. वहाँ से हम sum return कर देंगे. जो भी summation हमें मिला, final answer मिला, वो return किया. जैसे ही return करते हो, that integer value यहाँ पे आ जाएगी जहाँ से कॉल किया. So जो भी वैल्यू रिटर्न होके आई वो आ गई आंसर में और हमने वो आंसर प्रिंट कर दिया. As simple as that. So this is the 42nd program, a function that returns addition of first n numbers. If we run this code, expected semicolon where selection की जगह पे, let me, okay, yeah. So if I say first 5 numbers का addition चाहिए, then it is 15. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so that's the result. And that is your first program related to functions. Okay. Now, let me just show you. In the 24th program, you have already gone for the prime number calculation. So, ये जो कोड है, ये पूरा कोड for loop वाला कोड उठा के आप फंक्शन के अंदर डाल दो. And wherever you were printing this message, from that place, printf की जगह पे आप return 1 या return 0 लिख दो. हो गया आपका 43rd प्रोग्राम. ये पूरा कोड उठा के आपको फंक्शन के अंदर डाल देना है. एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ प्रिंटिंग अ मैसेज, यहाँ से आपको रिटर्न 1 और रिटर्न 0 करना है. दैट्स इट. दैट विल बी योर फंक्शन टू डिसाइड वेदर द गिवन नंबर इज प्राइम और नॉट. Then factorial program, just today we have seen using recursion, right? And conversion of lower character to upper character. You can also see that in the 41 program we have gone for it. User ने जैसे ही string दिया, आप string के हर एक character में से 32 subtract करो and you will have the final string. तो ये वाला code आप उठा के कहाँ पे डालोगे? You are going to cut this code and define a function which will return nothing, क्योंकि हमें वहाँ से कुछ return नहीं करना है. Let's call it upper. And inside this function you are going to paste that code. लेकिन अब यहाँ पे आपको क्या चाहिए? आपको पूरी string चाहिए. So when you call this function from main, आप क्या करोगे? आप अपनी string pass करोगे. So upper is a function and जो string हमें user ने दी, हम वही string pass करेंगे. Now याद रखना, जैसे आप string pass करते हो, that is actually the character array. So when we pass array, हमें कोई index नहीं लिखना है. We just use array name. और जैसे ही आप array pass करते हो तो ये एक तरह से हो जाएगा call by reference. So on the other hand, you are going to have character array like this. Empty square brackets आपको वहाँ पे करना है. Now once you do that thing, okay, तो आपको ये string यहाँ पे मिल जाएगी. Now you are using a loop, so एक loop control variable ले लो I. That's going to resolve all the problems and we are done. Now we do not have to return this string. Remember, हमें ये string return करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि जब हमने string pass किया तो actual में उसका address आया. तो जब मैं ये string के अंदर कुछ भी update करूँगा तो वो original data update हो जाएगा. Okay, so that's it. This is the function. Let me show you. So if I pass small letter university, then it is going to give me upper letter, uppercase university. Okay, so that's the only change. यहाँ से code उठा के एक function में डालो. This program was intended to make you aware how to pass array. Array function में कैसे pass करते हैं, just इतना सीखने के लिए ये program ज़रूरी है. Right? Well, so that's all from my side. I've given you the idea of all 4 programs. Now it's your turn. Just go and perform all 4 programs. Just before that, post your enrollment numbers in the chat box so that we can have your attendance recorded. And then you go and perform all the practicals one by one. Yeah, so quickly post your enrollment number in the chat box and then perform your practicals one by one. Yeah, hopefully everyone has posted their numbers. So let me stop this recording now and you can continue your work. At any point of time, if you have any query, you just ask me. Don't waste your time. Complete all the programs.